Kimberlite is an igneous rock best known for sometimes containing diamonds. It is named after the town of Kimberley in South Africa, where the discovery of an 83.5 carat, 16.70 grams, diamond called the Star of South Africa in 1869 spawned a diamond rush, eventually creating the Big Hole. Kimberlite occurs in the Earth's crust in vertical structures known as kimberlite pipes as well as igneous dikes and sills. Kimberlite pipes are the most important source of mined diamonds today. The consensus on kimberlites is that they are formed deep within the mantle. Formation occurs at depths between 150 and 450 kilometers, 93 and 280 miles, potentially from anomalously enriched exothic mantle compositions, and they are erupted rapidly and violently, often with considerable carbon dioxide and other volatile components. It is this depth of melting and generation which makes kimberlites prone to hosting diamonds in crusts. Kimberlite has attracted more attention than its relative rarity might suggest it deserves. This is largely because it serves as a carrier of diamonds and garnet peridotite mantle xenoliths to the Earth's surface. Its probable derivation from depths greater than any other igneous rock type, and the extreme magma composition that it reflects in terms of low silica content and high levels of incompatible trace element enrichment, make an understanding of kimberlite petrogenesis important. In this regard, the study of kimberlite has the potential to provide information about the composition of the deep mantle and about melting processes occurring at or near the interface between the cratonic continental lithosphere and the underlying convecting asthenospheric mantle. Morphology and volcanology. Many kimberlites are emplaced as carrot-shaped, vertical intrusions termed pipes, kimberlite pipes. This classic carrot shape is formed due to a complex intrusive process of kimberlitic magma which inherits a large proportion of CO2, lower amounts of H2O, in the system, which produces a deep explosive boiling stage that causes a significant amount of vertical flaring. Bergman, 1987. Kimberlite classification is based on the recognition of differing rock facies. These differing facies are associated with a particular style of magmatic activity, namely crater, diatreme and hypoacyl rocks, Clement and Skinner 1985, and Clement, 1982. The morphology of kimberlite pipes, and the classical carrot shape, is the result of explosive diatreme volcanism from very deep mantle-derived sources. These volcanic explosions produce vertical columns of rock that rise from deep magma reservoirs. The morphology of kimberlite pipes is varied but generally includes a sheeted dike complex of tabular, vertically dipping feeder dikes in the root of the pipe which extends down to the mantle. Within 1.5 to 2 kilometers, 0.93 to 1.24 miles, of the surface, the highly pressured magma explodes upwards and expands to form a conical to cylindrical diatreme, which erupts to the surface. The surface expression is rarely preserved, but is usually similar to a Mare volcano. The diameter of a kimberlite pipe at the surface is typically a few hundred meters to a kilometer, up to 0.6 mile. 2 Jurassic kimberlite dikes exist in Pennsylvania. 1. The Gateside Dike, outcrops on the Monongahela River on the border of Fayette and Greene counties. The other, the Dykesonville-Sonoma Dike in central Indiana County, does not outcrop at the surface and was discovered by miners. Petrology. Both the location and origin of kimberlitic magmas are areas of contention. Their extreme enrichment and geochemistry has led to a large amount of speculation about their origin, with models placing their source within the subcontinental lithospheric mantle, SCLM, or even as deep as the transition zone. The mechanism of enrichment has also been the topic of interest with models including partial melting, assimilation of subducted sediment or derivation from a primary magma source. Historically, kimberlites have been subdivided into two distinct varieties termed basaltic and macious based primarily on petrographic observations, Wagner, 1914. This was later revised by Smith, 1983, who renamed these divisions Group I and Group II based on the isotopic affinities of these rocks using the ND, Senior and PB systems. Mitchell, 1995, later proposed that these Group I and II kimberlites display such distinct differences, that they may not be as closely related as once thought. He showed that Group II kimberlites actually show closer affinities to lamproites than they do to Group I kimberlites. Hence, he reclassified Group II kimberlites as rankiites to prevent confusion. Group I kimberlites are of CO2-rich ultramafic potassic igneous rocks dominated by primary frustratocholivine and carbonate minerals, with a trace mineral assemblage of magnesium ilmenite, chromium pyrope, almandine pyrope, chromium diopside, in some cases subcalcic, phlogopite, instatite and orthoporchromite. Group I kimberlites exhibit a distinctive inequigranular texture caused by macrocrystic, 0.5 to 10 mm or 0.020 to 0.394 N, to megacrystic, 10 to 200 mm or 0.39 to 7.87 N, phenocrysts of olivine, pyrope, chromium diopside, magnesium ilmenite and phlogopite, in a fine to medium-grained ground mass. The ground mass mineralogy, which more closely resembles a true composition of the igneous rock, is dominated by carbonate and significant amounts of frustratocholivine, with lesser amounts of pyrope garnet, Cr diopside, magnesium ilmenite and spinel. Olivine lamproites were previously called Group II kimberlite or rankiite in response to the mistaken belief that they only occurred in South Africa. Their occurrence and petrology, however, are identical globally and should not be erroneously referred to as kimberlite. Olivine lamproites are ultrapotassic, paralkaline rocks rich in volatiles, dominantly H2O. The distinctive characteristic of olivine lamproites is phlogopite macrocrysts and microphenocrysts, together with ground mass micas that vary in composition from phlogopite to tetraphlogopite, anomalously alpore phlogopite requiring Fe to enter the tetrahedral site. Resorbed olivine macrocrysts and dihedral primary crystals of ground mass olivine are common but not essential constituents. Characteristic primary phases in the ground mass include, zoned pyroxenes, cores of diopside rimmed by tiogyrin, spinel groove minerals, magnesium chromite to titaniferous magnetite, senior and Re-rich perovskite, senior rich apatite, Re-rich phosphates, monazite, dickinshonite, potassium-bearing hollandite group minerals, Mb-bearing rutile and Mn-bearing ilmenite. Kimberlitic indicator minerals. Kimberlites are peculiar igneous rocks because they contain a variety of mineral species with chemical compositions that indicate they formed under high pressure and temperature within the mantle. These minerals such as chromium diopside, a pyroxene, chromium spinels, magnesium ilmenite, and pyrope garnets rich in chromium, are generally absent from most other igneous rocks, making them particularly useful as indicators for kimberlites. These indicator minerals are generally sought in stream sediments and modern alluvial material. Their presence may indicate the presence of a kimberlite within the erosional watershed which produced the alluvium.